Hello and welcome to our second video now on Krashen's theory of second language acquisition. The second hypothesis within this theory is the natural order of acquisition. So again, we're going to review what that means as well as how to use that for our language learning adventure. Let's just jump right in here. So the idea behind the natural order is that there is in fact a natural order in which we learn a second language. All right, so oftentimes, especially in school, we're kind of taught this is the present tense, and here's the simple, the progressive, perfect, right? And then the past tense, and then the future tense, and then the conditional tense. The idea behind the natural order is that there is, in fact, an order in which we naturally learn a language. It's just not what is taught in school. All right, and now if you go online, you can find lists and lists of people arguing their natural order. A big one that we see is the progressive versus simple tense. So people are much more keen to pick up on the progressive tense, which in English ends in ing. So like I am walking would be the present progressive of the verb walk. So I am walking, instead of like the simple tense in the third person. So in English, third person, he, she, or it walks, right? You add S to he, she, or it. That seems so much simpler, but people are much more apt to pick up the progressive tense and adding the ing than they are the simple third person, which is just adding the letter S. So why that is, it seems like one would be easier for us than the other. It's because it follows this natural order that Krashen lays out and other people online lay out. Now, an important note as we try and move this over to our language learning. What I think, and again, you can go online, many linguists have tried to figure out what the natural order is, have their own theory on what the order is. Personally, I'm not too concerned with the order when it comes to language learning. What I find to be the easiest pickup, the most natural order for English to Spanish or Spanish to English learners is the tenses that most nearly reflect what is in their original tongue is what will come easiest in their second language. So for example, the progressive in Spanish, right? Estoy caminando. Right here we have their version of ing in Spanish is ando for a verb that ends in ar. So I believe that Spanish speakers are easily able to pick up this translation from Spanish to English and flip-flop as well because they have something already that's pretty much designed exactly the same in their own language, right? Whereas in the present simple in Spanish, everything else is conjugated, so it's very different translating from this present simple in English to Spanish. So natural order, what do I think the natural order is? How can we best use it? Try and find as many similarities between the two languages that you both know and are learning and really hone in on those. And I think that kind of will propel you faster in the language that you're trying to learn and or acquire. All right, so this was the second part to Krashen's theory on second language acquisition, the second hypothesis. Check on back now for the third, where we go over the importance of monitoring in language.